Hi, this is Bill Fung, your local Denver realtor. Today was my day off, and I thought I'd go ahead and just tell you a little bit of what I did. And also, if you need to connect with me, all my information is below. Well, on my day off today, I went to go ahead and look at some new homes by Richmond Americans, took a couple of photos. Then we went over to Sam's Club to buy some stuff personally, and then we went to a grocery shop. After that, we went to a Tagawa's Gardens to buy some flowers for my wife, and then so she could go ahead and plant them. Then at the end of the day, I'm going to go ahead and create asparagus soup, and I thought I would show you this particular recipe because it's quick and easy and it's a good dinner. So follow along and I will go ahead and show you what I'm doing. Thanks. So this is a cream of asparagus soup that I've done many times for dinner, and let me show you the things we do. First of all, you're going to take about half an onion and go ahead and chop it up. So here's this, and then what you'll do is do about 2 pounds of asparagus. You're going to cut off the tips about 2 inches, or excuse me, the bottom of the asparagus about 2 inches where it's the rough part, like I just did there. And then you're going to cut it again and put them into a container so you can put them in the pot. So again, right now there's this here, put them in here. So this is about 2 pounds of asparagus. Now give me a moment here, and then when I chopped up some of these onions, you can use a red onion, or excuse me, you can use yellow onions, sweet onions, but just about either at most a full onion or about half an onion, depending on what it is that you're looking to do. And then again, like I said, I just go ahead and chop them up on that. And then, like I said, I chopped most of them up previously to save a little bit of time. And then the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and walk over. Let's see how this works this way, if it will follow. So I am at the pot here right now, as you can see, and the first thing you'll do is cut about a tablespoon of butter right here and put it in, let it melt. It's a little bit hotter than expected, so I'll turn it down a little bit. I'll go ahead and put the onions in. Let it cook for about 2 minutes. Okay, so I've been stirring this a little bit for about a minute, minute and a half. I'll go ahead and then turn it up to medium, and I have right about 6 cups of chicken broth that you just go ahead and pour in. So that was 4 cups, and then 2 more cups to make this 6 cups. It's probably one of the simpler recipes I've found and easy to do. Now what we do is go ahead and let it cook, bring it to a boil, and then turn the heat down so it's a simmer. And once that happens, we let it cook for about 20 minutes. Of course, you can go ahead and put a cover on it while it's cooking. So we'll see, and we'll be back. Okay, so this is, like I said, this is basically, I'm going to turn over here so it's a little bit better view. It's 5 ingredients basically. You use butter, about half an onion to a whole onion. It can be a yellow or white onion, either way. Then about 2 pounds of asparagus, and then also about 6 cups of chicken broth. Or if you like, you can use vegetable broth. And then what you do is go ahead and first, when you heat up your pot, you go ahead and do about a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons of butter, and melt it in the pot. Then you go ahead and add the onions in that are chopped, and that usually takes about 2 minutes for it to cook. And then of course the asparagus that you had bought and cut off the thick part of the root of the asparagus, and then cut it in half, and then put everything in there in the pot. And then once you do that, I usually like to stir the pot up a little bit for about a minute or two just to warm up the asparagus in that situation. And then I go ahead and put in the 6 cups of chicken broth. So that's basically it. Now I've turned up the heat, and we'll see once it goes and starts boiling, I'll bring it down and simmer it for about 20 minutes. And so that's basically it. 5 ingredients, takes about maybe 30 minutes to get everything done, to cook and all that, and then I'll be back. Well, I thought we'd go ahead and show you the soup right now. It took about probably 6 or 7 minutes to go ahead and get it boiling, so you'll be able to take a look at it now. So there it is. See, it's starting to simmer. We'll go ahead and let it keep simmering a little bit, but you want to turn it down just a bit. Now you would go ahead and let it cook for about 20 minutes. And if you look at it here, actually looks pretty good from my experience of cooking this many times. Okay, we'll be back later. I just wanted to show you what it looks like with everything simmering. Well, it's been about 30 minutes, and looks like it's ready. Let me show you here a little bit. That's just about the way it should look. So we're going to go ahead and take it over, and I'll show you what the next step is. I hadn't mentioned it before, but you need a big pot that does probably at least 8 to 10 quarts, because later when you finish this off, having the larger pot, it'll prevent everything from splattering all over the place. So we'll turn this off, and we will go ahead and move it over to the other counter. Okay, so now we have it here, and originally I had said that this was a cream of asparagus soup, but here's the interesting thing. There's actually no real heavy cream used. What you go ahead and do is you use sour cream. And so this is basically the sour cream. And how much do you put in? You go ahead and put in, maybe a tablespoon or 2, depending on how much you want. I like to put in about 2 tablespoons into the pot. And then if you go ahead and take a look at this, now you're looking down directly at the soup. As you can see, there is the sour cream in there. I'm putting some gloves on now because I'm going to use my little handy dandy here. And my mind just went blank on me, but I use the slow setting, and I start So I'm using an immersion blender to do the soup. I guess you could just use a regular blender, that will work. this for about 2 minutes with the immersion blender, and then I'll show you here with a ladle. It comes out really smooth and actually very tasty. So that's basically how I make cream of asparagus soup without really a lot of cream. Well, that was pretty much it in terms of making a cream of asparagus soup. If you try it sometime, let me know what you think. This was a wonderful recipe that I found. And then also, just as a side note, something that I also make, which is my family made, which is congee, which is a rice soup. And I had made some the day before. I'll talk about this or how to make it. And you can use it for health reasons or even for possibly losing weight. If you've never heard of congee in Chinese, or at least in the Cantonese language that my family spoke, which was it would be called juk, but Americans in English know it as congee. So for now, take care. I had a great day. Like I said, this was my day off, and this is how I'm ending the day. So I'm going to sit down and enjoy this cream of asparagus soup with my wife. Have a great day now. Bye.